Yes, sir. Welcome back to Dimers TV as we continue with our team preview series. This time we will be talking about the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, so the last time we checked, the New Orleans Pelicans had a 31-41 record that was 11th in the Western Conference. As for their team stats, the Pelicans averaged 114.6 points per game. That was very good. That was actually ninth in the league. That was pretty elite. And then as for their rebounding now, this is really elite. They averaged 47.4 rebounds per game. That was third best in the league. And then when it comes to their assists, as expected, they also average a lot of assists. They averaged 26 assists per ball game. That was 10th in the league. So just by looking at these first three stats, you might be wondering, why did they end up with a 31-41 record, right? And then this is the reason why. Because when it comes to their points allowed, they gave up 115.1 points per game. And that was not so good. 25th in the league. Okay? So now let's proceed to their key returning players. Of course, we'll start off with Zion Williamson. Zion had a monster second season, even though no one really kind of noticed because they weren't really winning that much. He did average 27 points per game. He made the All-Star team, by the way. He averaged 7.2 rebounds per game, 3.7 dimes, 0.9 steals, and a PER of, 27.17. And then fellow All-Star as well, Brandon Ingram, or also known as BI, that he is their second key player. He averaged 23.8 points per game, 4.9 rebounds, 4.9 dimes, 0.7 steals, and a PER of 19.24. And then their third key returning player will be Nikkei Alexander-Walker, who showed a lot of glimpses of what he can actually do in this league. He averaged 11 points per ball game, 3.1 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 1 steal per game with a PER of 12.58. As for their rookie, they surprised a lot of people when they drafted in the first round Trey Murphy the third. Okay, but Trey Murphy performed very well in summer league. He really reminds you a lot of what Brandon Ingram does. You know, he's lanky. He's a very, very good 3-point shooter. So you will see what Trey Murphy the third can actually do in the league. Now, as for their depth chart, so these were some of their key additions, new recruits, new acquisitions. So we have Devontae Graham. He basically replaces Lonzo Ball. He's a completely different player. He's more of a scorer rather than a facilitator. And then at two guard, they expect Nikkei Alexander-Walker to be starting, right, for them this season at two guard. And then, of course, at the three, you still have Brandon Ingram. At four, you have Zion Williamson. And at center, newly acquired Jonas Valanciunas, who was acquired from the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, as for their bench players, these are some of the guys who are expected to be coming off the bench for them. We have quality backup point guard Thomas Satoransky. He's now with the Pelicans. And then their first round pick, their lottery pick last year, Kyra Lewis Jr. And then, of course, they also re-signed Josh Hart to a new contract. And then they also have Jackson Hayes. Okay, so aside from Jackson Hayes, of course, they're also looking at Najee Marshall to round up their lineup or their rotation. They have, of course, Garrett Temple, their rookie, Trey Murphy III, Willie Hernan Gomez, and then from Kentucky, Wenyen Gabriel to round up their roster. So now let us go to the thoughts and predictions regarding the Pelicans. Again, we asked the Dimers TV team to share their thoughts and also our win prediction. So let's start off with Sir John Mur's prediction. So for Sir John Mur, or thoughts rather, he feels like the Pelicans, it is time to build around Zion Williamson. Um, for Sir John Mur, he feels like they should trade Brandon Ingram to get assets, and then Devontae Graham was also a solid addition, but still he predicts the Pelicans to be a bottom two team in the West. Now, as for Joseph, he said that they have a young core led by Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram that he hopes will start performing and winning. As for Jonas, Jonas said that I think they should focus on Zion. His talent will be wasted if they ain't gonna surround him with quality players. Very straightforward from Jonas. And then of course my predictions as well, or my thoughts rather, would be one thing is for sure: Zion Williamson is no longer happy. Okay, so our projected win total for the Pelicans. They won 31 they had 31 wins last year. This year I think they'll even slide, even more. So they will we project them to have only 27 wins this season. Okay, so that is it for our team preview episode on the New Orleans Pelicans. Again, thank you, Dimers, for always supporting the podcast and the vodcast. Again, if you haven't done it yet, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit on the notification bell so that you will be updated on all the latest episodes of Dimers TV. Please feel free to also like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So with that, we end our episode with the New Orleans Pelicans. We'll see you again on the next episode of our team preview series. This is J.I. Dimes. This is J.I. Dimes saying, keep safe, everyone.